Yo, crypto nation and mining family, what's going on out there? What up, what up? You see my home doge over there, Mikkel, and myself, Nemesis. What is up, John Jermaine? We got Sadie. What's going on, peeps? Don't forget to smash that Lizzie like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff. You guys know what to do. And if you could, share this out on your favorite social media. Get the word out to more of you awesome people that we're live. Yo, be the notification.
Make sure it's like getting notifications. I had to redo. I haven't been getting any of Serpent's notifications like at all.
Oh yeah,
I even redid his like bell and everything, and I'm still not getting any notifications, and it's really.
Yep.
And
I don't get Panda.
I can't find him in the mornings like to do a raid. You know, like when you go over to the side and you see people, I can't find Serpent anymore. Like his thing is not suggested for me. I have to like go find it.
Yep.
And it's
I've been having an issue with that too with community members. So yeah, it is definitely.
Jump Change was having that issue with me this morning. He was having issues finding me on raid, but you have to go and get the link and then go enter it yourself, and then it works. But
yeah, but it's such garbage. It's either their interface is broken or our community is secretly being shadow banned.
Yeah, I agree.
What up, Retro Tech? What up, Integra? What up, Automatic Boots? It's a party now. Yo, with the boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats.
I get notifications for Serpent. Good. I'm glad you do.
Right.
I don't. I didn't this morning, and I haven't for the past like 3 weeks.
I got it this morning for him. The past week, no. Red Panda, not at all. I don't get any of his Red Panda's notifications.
What's up? I never get notifications.
DJ Mines I don't get. But he'll pop up on my thing without any notification. It's like, what the hell is going on here? So it's really weird.
Broken.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All broken. Start calling it Broken C.
What up, Jason the Tiger Osborne dropping those efforts?
What is up? Pitching for the win. That's right, man.
Always.
Retro Mike said pitching's a good investment.
Hey man,
I heard him say it. He said it himself.
I like Chunk and Token.
Chunk and Token.
Mm-hmm.
Chunk and Token, huh?
Yeah, man, I got 5 Chunkin tokens over there, and they mine their mining algorithms, butt nuggets.
Proof of cheap. It's proof of cheap.
yeah, you got proof of cheap, and your reward is in butt nuggets.
Soon.
Yeah.
As soon as the chain starts sharding, you'll get butt nuggets.
Right. But it takes about 8 months for the chain to sink.
Yeah.
for each decentralized node. Oh my god, we could certainly go off the deep end talking about like farm animals and stuff.
How many eggs you mining each day?
Right,
0 right now.
Right. Once the chain syncs up, I'm hoping to see about a
pink pigeon chain. Life would be complete.
I'm hoping to see like 2.5 dozen a week, really. Once the chain syncs up, but it won't happen.
Once all 5 chains sync up.
Right. The reward should be off the hook.
Yeah, you gotta have all five have to be synced.
But they
kind of low.
Right, right. But they are getting cute. They're a little over a week old, and they've got feathers coming off the top of their wings already. It's like, holy cow, they go quick.
Yeah, man, they grow a lot faster than a person.
Oh my god, it's like they're doubled in size and everything. It's like, wow.
They grow fast in just like a week's time. They can grow to almost double their size.
Yeah, that's what they've done, man. They have doubled their size,
Yeah.
and
They go from being like a little teacup to a full hand in like 2-3 weeks.
yeah.
What is up, the dude?
What's up? What's up?
I love the name, the dude.
All
Here
right.
you Discord. Streamer mode.
So, any
All
updates
right.
at the facility as of lately?
Man, I was there today. I was tuning another card. So like I've been fighting a single E300, but like I'm I tuned all three at once to like a good generalized overclock, right? And then kind of see how they went from there. Well, like I'm not there like every single day and 24/7, and I can't like remote into them. So like it makes it difficult tuning them now. Like I did the one, I tuned it while I was testing in here, so I was able to like catch these hiccups that it's having, right? I was able to catch those like way before they ever happened. Um, so now I'm having to like go back and forth to fix the tuning issue, and it's like it's been like one board at a time. It's like I fix one and the next board goes, and I'm like, son of a. Because for a while they'll still hash like missing one board, but after a while they'll stop hashing across all boards because it notices that there's something wrong. So in order to like save the device, they stop hashing.
Which is smart. Which is smart.
I mean, yeah, it's a smart feature. So sometimes a little too smart. How much does it take for Mr. Kel to tune my E300? I don't know, man. I mean, we can gladly chit chat about it. If you have a PC that I can remote into on the same network, life would be easier. That way I can catch things. That's where I'm working at right now. We have that spare PC that we ripped the hard drive out of to put into the main PC for the facility, right?
Yep.
Well, I have that PC right now, and I'm about to go find a hard drive, slap a hard drive into it, and make it maybe into my remote machine for now, to where I can remote into those machines specifically while I'm not there to like really fine tune them. I don't want to like 4 times a week for just that one specific device, you know what I mean?
Right. Oh,
It's a lot. It's a lot. Public anonymous RDP over internet, you got it. All right, man. That's all I request. I will take my fees and busy bit. Thank you.
right. For a small nominal fee.
Yeah, it's been interesting. It's definitely like no E300 like board has been the same across the ones that I've tuned so far. Not a single one is tuned to the same.
And talking about like
Wild.
FPGAs, man, that Caspa, that one that everybody thinks is an ASIC.
I mean, so like, there's the K10, which is an FPGA, not an ASIC. There's the M2, which is an FPGA, not an ASIC. And then get this. I know you're going to hear this one. So yesterday, Son of a Tech was talking about Ice River. You remember Ice River? They released an ASIC. which Ice River developed ASICs. So like their stats weren't like terrible, but their price was gouged to say the
Yeah.
least. But it's Ice River. So you're probably not going to get the product if you pay for the money because I don't think they've ever delivered a product. Ever.
Oh, you mean it's
Maybe
like low?
one.
It's like Locotech.
I mean, they never delivered a product. I would maybe Ice Rivers maybe delivered an ASIC or two, a batch or two, maybe because they've been able to show their face multiple times. You know what I mean? And not have to like change company names.
Right.
Cough cough. So I don't know. ASIC, terrible. Get that trash out of here. It's not an ASIC. None of them are ASICs. Maybe the Ice River one's an ASIC. Maybe.
Maybe.
I doubt it.
Yeah.
Highly doubt it. But it's more believable than the others. They could be like Squirrel and deliver hardware and no software. I mean, they could also just deliver no hardware. They Squirrel did do that too.
Yep, they did it to me. They declared
that is
bankruptcy,
exciting.
and I'm out of an FPGA that could have been mining this whole motherfucking time.
Dude, more than one, man. You had two in a carrier board,
Yep.
which would be the VUP35s. Oh man, it maddening. Well, I mean, technically they wouldn't have been the VU35s because you bought the Intel batch.
Yep.
The Intel, which basically paid for the 35s. Basically what happened. And they weren't able to release another product to pay for the other product, so they had to call it quits. They were robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Yep.
H&T miners still a thing? Yeah, it's still a thing. I mean,
Kinda.
I wouldn't say they're like terribly profitable in a stance. I've seen some helium hotspots are like, dude, they're raking in like $30 a day. Like, I mean, dude, it's all about like location and luck, I think. At this point in the game for helium, like it's not an everyone's gonna get rich kind of thing. But like if you're in a huge city, maybe you might get lucky. Maybe.
Right.
I did learn about there's a system, someone posted about it today on YouTube, and it's helium compatible, but it's like a weather machine. Like it like reads the weather and like checks temperature and wind velocity and everything. And I was like, that's kind of cool. And it gives you all this data. And you can like view, yeah, Weather XM. Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about, dude. And you can view it's like the helium map, you know, like you could view the hexagons. Well,
Yeah.
you can view the Weather XM map and it tells you the weather of each one of the locations. Like it's super cool. Like it's way faster than like going to like, I mean, not maybe not faster, but it's definitely more accurate. Like 100%. Like it was actually kind of cool. I looked at it and I was like, I can look at any one of these spots and know the weather at any given time. It's kind of cool. And it's like accurate.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
I don't know. It was pretty interesting. But yeah, Retro Mike, you know what I'm talking about. I looked at it. I think I'm gonna send them an email. See maybe if maybe they'll send something over. I don't want to pay for it. Things like it's like $400. Definitely not proud of it, but I mean it's a weather instrument. So I mean I get it. Comparable. I mean, I looked at the same kind of device that you would find for like a Wi-Fi device that you would get to your phone. It's about the same price. You know what I mean? Like, and they range by a lot. I think the cheapest I saw was like 2. Get 2 and send me one. Facts. If I can reach out to them and they give me one, or 2, or 3.
For 3. Yeah.
before. Who knows?
Right, right.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool concept. They rely on the helium network, so I don't know if that says anything. Maybe it does.
No, it's just it's like you would expect if a community has anything going for it, somebody in the community is gonna try to build on. It's gonna try to build upon
Really
something.
integrity guy. I literally just heard about it today, like this morning. In fact,
Uh-huh.
for that piece of equipment, yeah, that's what I thought too. But then, like, I looked at a comparable like device that does the same thing that you would just normally buy at like Best Buy or Walmart or Amazon, and it's about the same price to do everything that it does. I heard about it over 6 months ago and almost signed up for the beta. Nice. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know that I would like buy one.
Yeah, I know.
It's pretty cool. It's cool. I like cool things. I like cool technology.
Right. You know,
Definitely on my it raised my cool factor. Show. What's up, Will and Crypto? How you doing, buddy?
sitting there getting all that cheap equipment, repairing it, and trying to resell it. It's doing good.
Nice. Jesus, that's so bright.
Wow, man.
Even dark mode didn't save it.
You're trying to go and get a suntan over there, huh?
Yeah, it's still $400
Oof.
for that Weather XM machine. Pretty expensive.
Deeper network, the DPN device. I'm not.
Yeah, I saw about that, man.
I've only heard
So I
about
saw
it.
it.
I didn't see it though.
And with like some of the rules are coming out about some of the stupid rules are coming out about with like VPNs and stuff. I don't. Us being in America, I would see that would. I see that being an issue here soon. A lot of things I see being an issue soon. Just bought a beta license for Crank. Dude, dope. Let me know how it goes. I thought about it. Because you can run it with your helium hotspots. Like side by side. Yeah, but I don't know that I would get one here in the United States.
Yeah, especially since they're trying to pass some like really messed up legislation here.
Mm-hmm. Dang, dude, nice.
That's
Fixing
what I'm
SSDs
talking
and
about,
stuff,
dude.
man. That's the way to go, my bro. Congrats. Congrats. When do you get your M2 Integra guy? When does that show up? I got 10 billion questions in one. Shows up.
Yes, that there be facts on that one. And then he just walks away. Doesn't even say anything. Just walks away. I know you can hear me, or maybe not. I don't know. Depends on if the volume's up loud enough. Let's see here. So going into some of like the hardware news and stuff like that, guys. Nothing really huge coming out. We're waiting, it's like we're seeing Gigabyte having some leaks on some of their hardware. Looks like they're 4070. So the new 70 class GPU is going to come with a standard 8-pin and the high volt connector. So basically, you're going to be looking at the basic model that will be the lower power, no higher than 200 watt output. And then you'll be looking at the high voltage connector being able to hit that 250 watt mark on there. So we're going to be seeing basically, your two different variations. So depending on which one you're looking at, guys, is going to depend on if you've got the better GPU or not. So for me, I like the idea of the 8-pin being put on here because then it's really friendly to most power supplies, especially with the wattage count, because you got to look at the max wattage and make sure that if all the cards that you put onto a power supply, if it decides to peg out, that it doesn't just nail your power supply in the process. That's where the high volt connector kind of plays in. You're starting off with 250 watts plus 75 watts for the riser, and that's you got to add that up, of course, across however many GPUs are plugged into a single power supply. So it's like if you're trying to be power supply friendly and you're trying to do it the least amount of infrastructure in your the number of power supplies you have on a system is going to be tied into how much infrastructure you're going to have up front. If you're just wanting to have the best performance, be prepared that you're going to be grabbing some extra power supplies, potentially that if you're going to be running let's say 8 of these on a rack, you might be into it for a couple of 1600 watt power supplies in order to run these things and have enough overhead on the power supplies themselves. That's the only thing I think I'm not really keen on with the newer hardware is that they're so much more power hungry, which means that you need bigger power supplies to be able to run this, a standard mining rig of GPUs now. It's like, oh my lord. Welcome back. Welcome back.
You got in the first batch. That's good. So hopefully in about 2 weeks.
Nice.
All right. Yeah, I'm curious about that thing, man. DJ22. Put your 22s in chat.
Yo.
Chat. Tell yo baby mama that DJ Mines is in chat.
Yo.
What is up? Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of curious about it. I have a few questions. That's for sure. I mean, like Retro saying, Black Miner said they were done with building FPGAs.
Yep.
They said that when they pieced out. And here we are, a new company called Multiminer, which is still Black Miner.
Yep.
What was your numbers again? Oh, Retro. For the F1, did you try the F1?
Yeah,
Don't expect more bit streams from the M2. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm expecting it to get every bit stream that Black Miner already has, and that would be it. From what WX2, which he's a pretty cool and knowledgeable guy.
Yes, he is.
He's in some of the chats that I am with FPGAs, and It looks to be the
How's he
exact.
doing?
He was doing good. He was
It's
chit
good.
chatting
I
with me.
haven't spoken to him in a while, so I
Yeah, he
sorry.
was. He popped in on the YouTube this morning. Everybody was on FPGA rant because they calling it an ASIC and they were grinding my gears first thing in the morning and I got triggered. It went on like a half-hour rant.
I know so much of a rant that you saw my title and you were like, "Oh my god,
No,
no!"
this happened this morning. Like this
Oh,
happened
oh
this
wow,
morning at like 9 o'clock in the morning.
oh wow, that's hilarious. Because I know you said something to me like immediately when you saw my
Dude,
title.
I saw it and I was like, dude, fucking change that crap.
I had to do it
The
because I was like, it was clickbaity as all hell. I was
I
like,
know,
I'm like,
man,
I'm
but
running
like
with it. I'm running with it. Oh my god, I'm running with it.
I
And my
know.
thumbnail was pretty pimp.
Just people are saying things in certain
I just
places about
I
certain people saying the wrong things or giving them
I
crap and
I just couldn't find
I
anything
just
that
didn't want to see it.
directly I couldn't. The only thing I can't find is the smoking gun of what hardware is truly underneath the hood of that K10.
I mean, it's most likely still in the Ken
I
Tech
know, but I
chip
can't
series.
find which chip. I'm like I clued in close enough to it to know. Okay, this has got to be it. You know.
Yeah, I don't
But
know.
I don't know what there's so many of them.
There was a
Oh
lot in the
my
Ken Tech
god.
series. There was a lot.
Holy cow. I was
There was a
like
lot of different chips, man.
and they're all they all carry the K10 lineup.
Yeah, it's like the first. It was like the first lettering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just like, "Oh god, I don't know which one it is and I don't have the time to sit there and really rifle through and be like, "Aha, this one." But man, that thing was like, and to hear people going, "Oh my god, this is gonna be the new thing on to be mining with," and I'm like, are,
That's
you do
facts, Jason.
you do realize it's like they're not very good miners.
That's crazy stupid, dude. His his Casper bitstream for his F1 Mini does 160 to 300 mega hashes. It's stable around 200 mega hashes for 38 watts. Like, that's stupid efficient for what it is. And like I wouldn't go buy them for it because they're garbage. But if you already had them, like it's not bad.
No.
What sucks is that you can only mine to one pool with them, and it's a sketchy pool, and looks like they're skimming 12% off the top, like
Oh.
100%. Like so, I mean, that's my main concern with the M2 coming out is if they're doing that with the Caspa bitstream there, it's the same bitstream. So are they gonna lock you to some sketchy ass pool? I mean, you
Oh.
owned an F1 Mini. I mean, you know what it was like. Like you were stuck, like with certain pools, like, and
Yep.
they were all sketchy. Like none of them were great.
Oh my god, yeah.
The day they released nice hash mining for it, everyone was like, "Oh my gosh,
Oh yeah.
finally!" And they're
What
like,
was
"Oh my
that?
gosh,
What
these
was
things
that
earn
weird
so much
one? What was
more."
that weird one? Honeycomb.
I mean, you
Oh.
don't say, man. It's Algo 12. Yeah, man, it's stupid. Like, I just really hope they don't do that. If they do that with the M2, I will complain. Not sure I will do anything. They will not do a word. They won't do anything. I'm surprised that they're even making an FPGA. If it's what I think it is, it's pretty much an F1 plus. Compared to what the Caspa bitstream that they did, that WX2 showed me, same hash rate for about the same wattage. So If so, they just found a way to sell a bunch of their back stock, maybe. I don't know. I don't want to point fingers or make assumptions. But it'd be weird.
Well, I mean, it's also not uncommon for business practice wise that a company going out of business gonna liquidate their inventory at a ridiculously cheap rate. Somebody's gonna pick them up, and if that's what's happening, then that's I mean, it could be something as not so nefarious as that. Otherwise, it is some sketchy, nefarious stuff that they're funneling through a dummy corporation to sell off their old stuff.
Just claiming they got them to do a new manufacturing run. So I mean, maybe. So like with the way the enclosures look and the way that the slots are in the siding are not comparable to the F1 Plus. So the boards have to be new, right? So they would have had to either A, reball used chips onto those boards. So the boards are going to be new. No doubt about that. Like they're going to be custom made to that device. The chips are either going to be used. It's possible they found a platter of new chips. It is possible. They've been discontinued for like 7 years, so the likelihood of that is very slim. Yeah. So I don't know.
And in order for
But I
them
mean,
to have done
technically,
that,
it would be
but
it's a new device. You know what I mean? You can reball a chip.
in order for them to have done that, let's say they're new, it's new, right? Let's say they got somewhere to
Like a new platter of chips.
They would have. You're looking.
A platter is like a big thing of like a serving platter, guys, and it's just full of chips. Full of them.
In order to have doing that, right? One, you'd have to have.
Free cash is legit, DJ.
You
Thank
would have
you for ever showing that.
You would have to have permission to be able to remanufacture it. One, say you get past that stage, that's probably an easy hurdle to get over. Then you're looking at then you're looking at time. You're looking at 6 months to a year ago. They would have had to have put in an order for this.
Not necessarily. I mean, they already have the schematics.
Where are they going to get? What chip manufacturer is going to that is not behind schedule right now? TSMC is a minimum of 6 months.
A buffet of chips.
So think about it that way. If TSMC is a minimum of 6 months behind on the big guys, how much longer would the smaller person would have to put to get in line on that, right? You're talking minimum 6 months to maybe a year ago. They would have had to have put an order in.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
So the likelihood of finding new old stock, let's say chips that never got planted on a board in the first place.
Yeah, basically new.
Right. So I mean, you're still looking at new chips. They're 100% new.
Just been sitting for 7 years.
Right.
I guess everything new except for the chips. I mean, it's possible. EVGA reballs GPU like dies and still considers them as new because it's not the die that usually fails.
Right.
It's always 9 times out of 10 it's the board. The board is what fails, not the chip. EVGA was just one of the only companies that actually like took the time to remove the chips instead of wasting them, because that's all everyone else did was just waste them whenever they were still viable and usable. Yep. They were doing it right, man. They were down to low e-waste. They were reusing anything and everything they could that was like viable to the product. Like they did a dang good job.
They were the most innovative in the industry.
Yeah, but I mean, you can do that with FPGA chips. It's the same way. Osprey reballs chips. They offer a reballing service. If you have like an old broken BCU or a VU35P board and the board is broken but the chip is good, you can send it to them and they'll reball it onto their board that goes in the E300s.
And because they offer that
Toll does that
service,
too.
and
Toll
because
does
they
that for
offer
the
that
BCU.
service, I always confuse which one Osprey offers, and I keep forgetting it's
So
the
the way
VU35P. But
yeah,
because they
when you buy one new, they're the VU35Ps because they have brand new VU35P chips. They got because you can still buy those new from Xilinx AMD. You can still buy platters of those. Very limited quantities left now, but they were still like viable. So when you go and buy one, that's what you're buying is the VU35P. They did have a model like a month ago, and it was a VU33P model. It was like 8.8 gigahashes, and it was basically 3 Force kittens inside of a box. They were selling some of those because they got a bunch of chips where they could put them on there. When you reball them, you have the option to send in a VU35P or a VU33P because the schematics are the exact same because they're the same family chipset. Or you can send in a VU9P, which is a BCU. The BCU chips is a VU9P. So there are VU9P versions of an E300. Technically, they would be in
and
Team
for some
Redminer. They would
reason,
come up
I
as
keep
a
on thinking of
E309.
that every time I think of Osprey. I think of those for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, so there's a lot of different chips, but yeah. Yeah, and they're all called E300s. But now, like if you use Team Redminer with the different versions of an E300, it'll specify it. Like in Team
Oh, I
Redminer,
remember why. Because whenever I was having issues with mine, we were like, well, they offer this. That's
yeah,
why I have it in the back of my head that
they
have.
offered it.
Right,
Offered
right,
it.
right. I was like, oh,
I'm
now that
ready
makes
for
sense.
I would love to see a VU9P like production model of like an E300, like a baller. Like I'd be all over that. But yeah, whenever you pull them up in Team Redminer, though, they're called different things. The 35P is a E335. It's E335 in Team Redminer because the 300 chipset 35.
Hell yeah,
Same
John
thing with the other
Germain.
one.
Go Kingpin. 100% legend.
Where he talks to the chips and have them. Yeah, I watched that video. That was legit video. Like the whole, they sat there with that whole process because they're shutting down, so they were actually able to like finally show what the process was and how to do everything. It was like the last chance.
They were
to ever see
they
it.
were also doing it on a test model. So
Yeah.
it's like they're like, we've already broken a couple.
An unreleased
And they
unreleased production model.
and they had already broken a couple trying to go after the world record.
It was the TI 3090 Ti, or was it a 4090?
Oh, it was a 4090.
Yeah, 4090. Yeah.
And they had broken
What
like
up, DogeLord coffee?
they had broken 2 or 3 of them trying to get the world record one last time. There was like 3 of them left.
Regardless, it's old tech and old bit streams. Yeah, I agree, Retro. I just hope that people with the M2 can use other things, and that people don't mislead other people into thinking that they can do certain things with it when they can't. So, yes, DogeLord Coffee. DogeLord Coffee is live right now for 2 weeks, guys.
Don't delay, brew today.
And you can use the code DCA Adventure, all caps, and you'll get 10% off of your order. And that also works for coffee subscriptions.
Yo. The
Retro Mike.
subscription
Team Red Mike.
and subscriptions work with even when the site goes back down, which it will, and after 2 weeks.
Yes, in 2 weeks. So even if you have a coffee subscription and the site goes down,
you
your
still get it.
subscription continues.
Like, woohoo!
There's been a few people that have been getting DogeLord coffee this whole time while the site's been down.
And it's amazing.
Pretty amazing. It's pretty FA.
I have to say, man, that's super FA.
Oh, Retro Mike. I love it, man. No shame in your game, dude.
And what's your thoughts on those two different flavors of the 4070 that's coming out?
I don't know. I kind of dig it a little bit.
You have an 8-pin, and then the high volt connector.
What?
Oh, you missed this one.
Like either or.
Gigabyte has released two flavors. One flavor comes with the high volt connector. The other one has the 8-pin, a single 8-pin. The difference is going to be your total target wattage. One's going to be a 200
They're
watt.
gonna limit it.
Yeah, one's going to be a 200 watt, and the other one's going to be a 250 watt. But they're both going to be 70 non-TIs.
I bet you can flash that BIOS and get that extra 50 watts. That an 8-pin's definitely it's capable, but you'd be pushing it.
Yeah,
you know
I mean, I see the safety on it. But think of it this way. The only way that I would sit there and say, sure, you could do it that way is if that high volt connector is at least taking two 8-pins.
But he's even got military discount available. There you go, DogeLord. That guy Oz right there, buddy.
Nice.
People are having too big expectations. I can see that. I can see that.
But one thing I do like about those 70 Ti's with the non-Ti's with the 8-pin is that you can put it onto a normal rig, and you don't need as much infrastructure in order to be able to deploy them.
Right, you don't need extra splitters to split from a dual 8-pin to a high voltage connection.
Right, and you only need one connector.
Less real estate.
You it's like, oh my god, you have 9 connectors on the back of your power supply, and your GPU only needs one for the GPU and one for the riser. That is amazing.
Yep, 2 8-pins per card.
Yeah.
Total.
Man, it's all.
Not even an 8-pin on the riser, it's a 6-pin.
Right. It's freaking amazing. So, I mean, to me, that would be the flavor that I would be looking at deploying. So what? I'm losing out on a little bit of extra headroom.
I've always liked the
chip.
70 series. 70 series were always like some of my favorites.
It's my go-to.
I run a 3070 Ti. My PC before this, I was running a 1070.
Right.
Non-Ti. Like, I've enjoyed the 70 series.
Yep.
They've always been a good. They've always been a good card to go after. That's what Jay's going after. Jay's going after
my
Asus 3070.
My Asus ROG Strix 1070 Ti. You got to replace fans on it. That was in my PC at one point in time.
3070 Ti is an awesome card. It's a great card. I love the Ti. I mean, for hashing, it's not much. There's a difference in hash rate, but I don't know if it's like a difference that she would have paid in price. Now it doesn't really matter. They're like literally the same price. So you might as well buy the Ti because you get the better memory.
The Ti and the non-Ti, because of how they regulated it gave you a little extra bump in the core.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like the memory really
because you're using different memory.
What I noticed is that your tuning frequency is a little higher. And like if you were talking about Ethereum or Ethereum Classic, when you talk about a TI versus a non-TI, you're talking a 10% margin for 10, 15
Right.
more watts. So
Yeah, I
is
can
the
see that.
extra wattage utilization behind it really worth that 5% extra performance out of it? You know, I mean, a 1070 and a 1070 Ti was a half a mega hash on Ethereum and Ethereum Classic.
Yeah, at most.
Yeah. So, and what was the difference? 10 watts for that pleasure too. 10 extra watts
Not
to do it.
enough. Not enough to write home about.
You're talking a TI is going to use 10 watts and get a half a mega hash more. It's like, no. So, I mean, it depends. I mean, to me, it's like it for a gaming. If I'm gaming, oh yeah, TI all the way. TI all the way. Because it's all about that frame rate, you know. That's like sitting there and, you know, you're in a hot rod and you're like, there's nothing like displacement.
Mo frames is mo better.
Right? So, but for the, you know, for mining wise, it depends on if it comes with enough of a performance uptick for the wattage you're about to unleash. And I guess now it's like, oh, you got a high power connector on there. Do you have 3 cables that are coming onto it? So guess what? Now you can only hook up 2 of those per GP per mother and per power supply. So if you want to do a full 8-card rig, you're talking 4 power supplies in order to run it. Because you ran out of real estate on PCIe plugs. So I mean, it's like, I have the
ran
problem.
out of plugs before I ran out of power.
Right, I have the problem on my 3090 mixed rig because there are kingpins on there, and they take three cables on the back plus the riser. So each one of those bad boys are taking 4 cables apiece to power it up. I got 3 of them on there. You know, so I mean, you're already talking. I need 12 cables for 3 GPUs. And I've got a 3080 on, a 3080 on there, a 6800 XT, and another 3090, but it's not one of the big bad boys. And it's like,
Right.
that thing's got 4 power supplies on them. One's a 1500 watt power supply.
Should look at getting a Corsair, the HX, like 1600. Dude, it had nothing but PCIe Express ports on it.
Yeah,
It
but
was, it was
even
13. I think it was 13.
yeah, but that would only allow me to. We got to remember, a kingpin will use, I think, natively 480 watts. So, you know, yeah, dude, it's like, oh my god. So I'm like doing math between 4 power supplies and cable management, and everybody's like, oh, you can't sit there and run your risers off of another power supply outside of the GPUs that it's plugged into. And it's like, hold my beer, I got this. So I'm sitting there running my GPUs with some of the risers hooked into a different power supply, just because I had a little leftover spare power over there to be able to run a 75 watt riser. It's like, oh my god, PC, power supply math is, right? I mean, you see it. The only reason why it didn't go down to the facility is because it's water blocked, and I didn't want my boy Mikkel having to worry about a water block rig.
Yeah.
Not that it's really a problem, child. I just don't want it to be a problem for him if there's an issue with any of the water blocking on it.
Nice.
And I like to play with power. I like to play with the water blocking stuff anyway. So yeah. What are you going yeah over there for?
I was hoping it rebooted and it did.
Woo! What, that E300?
No, CK box.
Oh, your
I saw it in
problem, your
fail mode and I
problem,
was like,
child.
please reboot. Please reboot.
Your problem child.
Yep, my problem, child.
When are you selling it?
The CK box? Never. I'll let that
No.
thing hash until it dies.
When you change, when you're reflashing it, then?
I already did. It didn't make it any better.
Oh wow, damn,
No.
damn, that sucks.
I'm probably gonna go back 2 versions because I didn't have any problems before I had started on the version like 2 versions ago.
Right.
I might
3090s,
go back
most
over it.
efficient chunking warmer. Yes, they are. I will 100% say that it keeps the room at a really comfortable about 85 to 90 degrees. And the chunkins absolutely love it. Said he's like, so cool. I know, right? Well, it's like 3090s, 3080s, a 6800 XT, a 5950X mining Monero, and an A2000. Oh, talking about not normal GPUs like an A2000. I was sitting there chit-chatting with Kundabits.
Yep.
And what's your thoughts on a K80 Tesla card being used to help accelerate for chia plotting? Is it viable for something that old?
Maybe. I don't know. I haven't really dug into the
Neither have I. I have not.
like the whole chia plotting and accelerating it with a GPU. But using a compute GPU would be beneficial. It's just that would it be beneficial for the amount of wattage that it's going to pull? You know what I mean? Like a K80 is going to do the job, but they're not power efficient. That makes sense. Like they do pull quite a bit of power.
Right.
In that kind of situation, you don't really have the option or opportunity to really undervolt them.
I had a feeling that was gonna be like you
So it's
can't,
gonna
you don't
be
really
like,
have any control.
all
It's just
go or
ball
no.
to the wall. Yeah.
That's what I'm worried about with like proof of useful work. Is that like it's gonna request the GPU at like full tilt. And I hope that people can set power limits. 'Cause if not, they're gonna have to be building rigs that will handle GPUs at full tilt. You're building like a full 3090 rig for proof of useful work, like it's a lot of watts that you got to accommodate for.
Yeah, and at that point, if you know they're going to be balls to the wall like that, you're water blocking. You are water blocking them, or you are building for immersion.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that immersion would help that situation.
Immersion would totally help that situation out. Absolutely help it out. Because you're wicking the heat away faster than it can generate. They show people pulling coolers off in like 500 watt TDP on it. And you just see the fluid bubbling. It's like, oh wow, it's really working.
I think it probably would work. Just that, would it be worth it?
I don't know.
That'll be my thoughts on it.
Yeah, and it's like, and we only know like some of the potential requirements for proof of useful work. To try to guess what it's going to be like, what hardware you're going to need. It's like there's so many people that are speculating on that right now. Oh, we're going to need this. This is going to be a workstation.
You know what you need. It's in the white paper. It tells you what your requirements are.
To a point, yes. You'd be able to build a basic, but I mean, like, for something to be really viable. I mean, efficient, all that good stuff. What's that going to take? That we don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, we know what the board requirements are. You know, you want to have a lot of thread count, a lot of PCIe by 4 to by 8. You know, it's like cool. All right, let's run some stuff on there and see what we can get. Because like us miners, we're cheap. We want the basic stuff that's going to work. That's the most efficient.
Yeah.
It's like, and putting the basic equipment in there is not going to be the most efficient. Everybody's going to have to realize that. Because, like, if a Tesla K80 is considered a basic equipment for it, you know what I'm saying? It's like not the most efficient thing. Cheap, super cheap. That's why it's like I've looked at a few things, and it's like, yeah, Threadripper would be perfect for running proof of useful work. It's just gonna have finding a board that can handle the data lanes, and I've found a couple. I mean, but to build on the platform, you're gonna be $5,000 in easy.
It ain't gonna be cheap.
Oh my god, no.
I don't think proof of useful work will be a cheap situation.
No, considering the hardware that it looks like that. If I were to try to be the man on a budget, you know, it's like a man on a budget's going to be between $4,000 to $10,000 per device.
It'll be no longer. It'll be like where you know the most expensive part of the GPUs. The most expensive part is going to be everything else but the GPUs.
Unless unless everybody finds out that actually using a data center style card is really the way to go, and then now you're looking at a $20,000 server blade. It's like I'm not sure if the move away from the whole grassroots startup is the right way to go. Because like you're going from a slow build up on price of hardware to a bam, everybody that's poor and broke, sorry, thanks for participating, please come again.
Try your luck again next week.
Right. It's like, I understand you want to have the most efficient.
On the next New Egg Shuffle.
Right. It's like, I understand you want to be the most efficient on your algorithm and be secure. I get it, but that's a pretty big drastic jump from, you know, not even ASIC manufacturing really hits off that hard. And it's like, if they're looking for like security, might as well just make it ASIC bound. Why even dilly daddle with the whole proof of useful work if it's more efficient and cheaper in production just to go pure ASIC? It's like,
in the standpoint of only earning money, yeah. If you're like
No.
still trying to, if you're still trying to like
So
provide,
is that argument goes directly against the grain of what Bitcoin is. I mean, that's just like saying that the Bitcoin's not is only secure because it pays out. No,
know what I'm
it's
saying?
no, because like the whole ASIC thing is what's going to provide way more security on the network per watt being utilized. You're getting
I do
more
not disagree
security.
with that, but you're not going to have an ASIC for proof of useful work. That's where I'm at. That's why I said that. It's
Right.
just
Okay. Okay.
that wouldn't physically can't happen. You know what I
Right.
mean?
And I
There
understand
is
that, but it's
no
like
like no
why?
benefit of that.
But
That is the
why?
only reason why I made
Okay.
that
Okay.
answer. I was like, what? No, what? In that
But
aspect. In
but
an
if you overall thing,
mining standpoint, yes.
why go to the most inefficient hardware and lock out a?
Overpaying for security, bro. Come on.
Oh yeah, I
You even
know.
told us this.
I know, right? It's
We're
like,
overpaying.
and this is how you
We're
overpay
making too
right
much
here.
money.
Yeah. Now we need to bleed them dry with specialty hardware so that only the rich can participate. It's like, oh, irritating, rabble.
Rabble. So, guys, make sure you hit the like button, that
Hells
subscribe
yeah.
button, bell notification. See you every time we go live and post videos here. We greatly appreciate this. You all are freaking awesome in my book. And we have raids set up to go hit up Jump Change and Max Voltage. They are live tonight. Chit chatting about the Shanghai. If we're gonna get Shanghai in 4 days, it's gonna be a wild one, that's for sure. I wouldn't be holding Ethereum.
No. I smell the
You're looking
dumping.
for if you're looking for a buying opportunity, not financial advice. This would be a one, that's for sure.
No.
Wait
You
till-
gotta
wait
wait.
till it goes.
Right, you gotta wait for the great dumping.
Wait for a week. Once everyone's
You know,
bleeding out.
when Ethereum drops out of the top 10, it could be a buying opportunity.
Man, could you imagine if it drops out of top 10? That'd be wild.
You know how
I don't
many
think
people.
it's something that's ever been out of the top 5, like almost the entire time I've been in crypto, like ever. I don't think I've ever seen it down below number 5.
That'd be it'd be interesting. It'll be an interesting one for sure. I could see it happening. I could see it happening. The great dumping.
That'd be wild, man.
Be the great dumping.
The great dumping.
But would that cause ETC to pump?
Maybe. I think you'll see anything that's like a direct layer 2. I think you'll see those things pump first. Things that are easily like an easy offboarding of their Ethereum without having to leave to US dollars. That's where people are gonna go. They're gonna leave it in crypto. They're not gonna want to move it to dollars because they're gonna have to pay on, not financial advice, but you know what I mean. But they're gonna move it to some other layer 2 or easily bridgeable chain. So probably like Polygon.
But if okay, so
Arbitrum,
if let's say they
things where they can easily bridge out.
Let's say they bridge out and Ethereum collapses. Does that cause that off ramp to collapse with it?
I mean, it depends. It depends on where they're off ramping it, right?
Say Polygon.
I mean, it wouldn't make Polygon collapse.
Would you? So I mean, like these layer 2s, you think that they would be doing better or worse without Ethereum behind them?
So Polygon would be okay because they're not relied upon Ethereum. But some of the other ones would be directly affected for sure.
That's what I'm like the ones that
there's a few
on
chains that would they heavily rely on Ethereum, and not really Ethereum, but they rely on the EVM.
Yeah,
it's not so much Ethereum. They rely on the EVM. which technically is Ethereum, but EVM's a product on Ethereum. But yeah, without the EVM, there's gonna be a lot of haywires, man.
You like that little lead up question? Hey, that was a good one, right?
And it's a good one.
I heard that. You're like,
Good one
ooh.
for sure. Curious where all of the basically where all the money is gonna move.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it'll move to dollars.
I think that, me personally, I think if the community loses faith in Ethereum, that the safest play at that point would either be dollars or Tether.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be a big move.
The Tether situation, but you still got to have Ethereum to use Tether. So I don't know if they're truly not going to believe it. They're not going to leave it in Tether. They're going to go to a different chain and hold Tether.
Well, no, they would bring it right to an exchange and hold the Tether right on exchange. This way, they don't even have to worry about all that crap.
They're going to go put it on an exchange. I would never do that. So that's not an answer I would have.
We're talking about retail. We're talking about retail investors now. They get scared. They're like little sheeple.
They definitely don't have their own wallet. They're going to go to an exchange.
Right. I mean, you got to think like the normal person. They now don't have their whole experience of crypto is Ethereum, and being told that Ethereum is going to outpace Bitcoin at some point. And now they're scared. What are they doing? They're either offloading it onto a freaking exchange and getting out of the market before it dumps, or trying to salvage what little, or they
can't get out of the market before it dumps. They're
no. I'm not talking about the people who are staked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're talking about
they ain't going anywhere.
The residual. Yeah, those people are going, stop selling. I'm losing money. Stop, guys. And everybody else is like, oh, we don't believe in this no more. This is a dumpster fire.
Yeah. I don't know. So like right now, Lido staked Ether, which is Lido's Ether, is $5 less than like actual Ether. So it was like a $5 arbitrage between the two, right? So, as it stands, Lido is they own like 33% of the staked Ether, like themselves, like the platform.
Oh.
So either they're gonna dump all the Ether they can, which maybe they can't because they owe 1-to-1 for anyone that holds Lido staked Ether. So potentially they can't dump on people, because they have to be able to hold it unless they like just hit the exit door and peace out. Or I see the price of their Lido Ether token. I think it would go up, in my personal opinion. Like for like a wild scenario, non-financial advice, I'm not saying go buy it, but because they own such a huge marketing and they might not be able to sell it because of the fact that they have to owe 1-to-1. It's the price that it's a factor that maybe while the price of Ethereum is tanking, the price of Lido Ether won't have that effect because they're still going to have to be holding a 1-to-1 liquidity. So, not financial advice, but that's the one I'm watching because they own 33%. That's big. That's a lot. It's a lot. And then there's that MEV bot on their platform is almost pretty much the full amount that they own. So like it's locked up liquidity. So yeah. They technically can't dump it on people.
Then there's that EVM or MEV arbitrage bot. That
flash bot.
Yeah, that flash bot that owns over 50% of the nodes.
Yeah. Nodes, but not state either.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's
Flashbot's gonna come around, start rejecting everyone's transfers out.
dude,
Like,
man.
Nope.
Right, because
I like you because you're me. Yep, all you can have all of ether for today. You can get the max amount for today.
right, it's like, oh my lord.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's not to be
I smell the
freaking dumpster fire.
I smell a gamification happening, dude. Who's friends with that bot? People who are going to be friends with
Who's friends with the bot's creator?
right.
Who pays his salary?
We're gonna find out here real soon, aren't we? Whenever there's only like two or three wallet addresses that get approved funds and everybody else gets screwed, those are the people who are going to be the friends with the dev. Mark my words. GPU Jesus calls it now.
GPU Jesus. Sees it.
I sees it. Oh Lord, I sees it.
Oh man. But all right, guys. I'm gonna be heading out of here. It's starting to get a little warm up in here.
Yep. It's a little on the late side. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Definitely smash that lizardy like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff. We already have the redirect going for you guys, so you just hang tight, and it will automatically push you over for that raid, guys. Yo, and just go, hashtag DCA raid when you pop on in. This way they know that where you guys came from. Yo, all that good stuff. So with that being said, everybody, thank y'all for being here. Have a wonderful night. Peace out, stay savage, and of course, we'll see you on the next one.